Good morning, my loves. Happy Tuesday. Another beautiful day here at the lake. Finn has his opinions, of course. He's a very opinionated young cat. Currently 50 degrees. The high today is 66. And you can tell it is still, the sun isn't up yet. We've had a little bit of rain this morning. It's just a very cool, for us, spring morning. And that's okay. Take what you can get, right? It could always be worse. The topic today is grief. I posted something yesterday that has had a huge response, and essentially it said, when someone that's passed crosses your mind, it's because they're up in heaven telling stories about you. I love that, and I've lost a lot of people in my day, and that just actually brought tears to my eyes. I've lost my parents, of course, and best friends. One of the dearest friends I could ever ask for died a couple of years ago. It crosses my mind frequently. And someone I was engaged to at one point, people I went to school with, throughout the years, I'm a retired surgical intensive care nurse. I have lost hundreds of patients, that I have held their hand when they passed and sat with them, sat with their families. Clients and families that I have helped them deal with grief. A lot of people through the years. And just thinking that when they cross your mind, maybe they're up in heaven talking about you, sharing a nice story. And just a little anecdote, within my family, when someone on my dad's family passes, the cousins will all share a note that so-and-so passed. And my dad's family was he and his sisters and brothers were incredibly close. And they were a blended family. But nobody, you would never tell that to them, because to them, blood didn't matter. They're their brothers and sisters, and that's the end of it. And as soon as somebody passes, it's, oh my gosh, we know up in heaven there's a party, there's a fresh pot of coffee, and no doubt a blackberry cobbler, and, just on and on and on, because they're talking and they're laughing and they're, just rejoicing. And that brings a lot of comfort to a lot of people. But grief is hard. And when you're dealing with someone that is going to pass, for a lot of people, once they find out they have a terminal diagnosis, whether that's cancer or congestive heart failure or mesothelioma, whatever it may be, that's when the grief can start, right then, especially for the loved one that's going to pass. And so often, people forget the person that's dying is also grieving. We get caught up in our own grief, and you forget they're grieving too. But they are. They're worrying about what's going to happen after they go. What's going to happen to the family, to the house, to the pets, to the investments, to family heirlooms, family stories, the secret, the skeletons in the closet kind of things. They worry about a lot. And I have sat and talked for hours, with these folks. And a few, just a handful, have been concerned about the afterlife. Most of them, they're good, and that's fine. I'm here to help if I can. I will, bring in clergy if that's what they want. Whatever it's going to take to make their transition easy, that's why I'm here. Okay? Also, brokering peace within the family before they pass. A lot of people will want siblings to play nice, to get along, to mend fences. You can't make people like each other. We all know that. But for the sake of the loved one that's passing, you can play nice. You can be respectful. At least around them, in front of them, you're going to play nice. Okay? You're going to put their mind at ease. You're not going to squabble about their funeral arrangements. What they want is what they're going to get. It's not about you, baby. It's about them. For the families that are losing someone, and it is so incredibly hard, especially if you're in healthcare. When my mom had cancer, she passed with lymphoma, and it was so difficult because I knew what was going on step by step by step by step. I knew what the chemo was doing to her body. And the final days were just, clinically, I could look at it almost objectively, but it was my mom, the woman that raised me. So it was really, really difficult. When my daughter passed, I was, almost 19, and it was hard. It was just so incredibly hard when she died. And I had just started nursing school, and we hadn't gotten there yet. But it was still just knowing what happened, and there was nothing I could have done. I did all that I could do. It was still horrible. But you have to deal with your grief in your way, in your time. There's not a timeline, there's not a schedule. They used to say there's 5 stages of grief. Honey, there's not. There's however many there takes to get you through it. Some people, get stuck in rage or denial, disbelief, acceptance. Okay. There's no particular order. I have a friend that lost a husband, and it was immediate acceptance. And everybody was urging her to cry and get it out. That's not her. She accepted it for what it was. She knew what it was, and she's okay with it. That's her. Let her grieve in her way, in her time. I'm sure she has her moments. We all do. But grief, there just aren't words to explain. I mean, honestly, because it's not an emotion. It's a new way of life, because you never stop grieving someone you love. I still grieve my daughter. Valentine's Day is a horrible day for me, because that's the day she died. That's the day I lost her. And it will never, I have tried to have nice Valentine's Days, and when I, was dating, someone, we go out, we have a lovely dinner and all that, and I make the best of it, but still, in the back of my mind, it's there. You never put it down. It becomes a part of you. That hole in your heart, when they leave, it's not going to go away. There may be a temporary patch, because we learn to work within the grief. Grief becomes a part of our life. We cannot allow grief to consume us. It's okay to be overwhelmed with grief initially, but you have to work through it. If that means getting into a grief support group, do it. If that means talking to someone like myself, a therapist, a psychologist, psychiatrist, do it. But do not allow grief to disable you and to consume you. You have to go on. You can't allow grief to become your persona. Maybe you still have children to raise. They deserve all of you, not part of you. They deserve your full attention, all of your love. And nobody's telling you to forget your loved one that passed. Never forget them. Incorporate them into conversations, have their picture up, talk about them over holidays, whenever they pop in your mind. Do not quiet a child down for bringing up a deceased parent's name or memory. Don't do that to them. I know firsthand, after my mom passed, my dad remarried, and his new spouse, his new wife, did not like anybody to talk about my mom. Get over it. She was my mom. I'm going to talk about her a lot. And if you don't like it, you can leave the room. I mean, I wasn't rubbing noses in anything. I'm not rude. But she would not allow my dad to have pictures of my mom up. She had pictures of her deceased husband up, but, that was different. And you can't do that. You have to allow people to grieve and accept them for who they are. And if you're young and you're remarrying, or you're in a relationship and you've lost a spouse or a child, this new person in your life needs to know this is a package deal. They come. Their memories come with you. The kids are part of them. They come with you. And you're not going to just not talk about it because they find it offensive. It's a package deal. It's part of your past. It's part of your life. It's part of who you are. And that's okay. Deal with grief openly, honestly. Talk about it. Don't shut down. For some people, they have trouble putting it into words. Fine. Journal. Write music. Put on music and dance and think about them. Take a walk. Just don't forget them. And in my personal belief, I'm an extremely spiritual person. And for those that don't know, and I know this could offend a lot of people, but you know me, I'm pretty dang transparent. I am a psychic medium. I always have been since I was, 3 years old. I know they hear when you talk to them, and they love it. They hear you. They will try to give you signs that they're around. You might see the chain on the fan swing a little bit. You might see the blinds move for no reason, or the drapes. Something, you put your coffee cup down and it's moved 3 inches for no reason. Just little things. You might smell their cigar smoke, their pipe smoke, their cologne, their fragrance. You might feel a touch, a hug, a kiss on the forehead. They're around. I promise you, they are around. They hear what you say. They see all. They know all. They attend the weddings and the graduations. They're there. I promise you, absolutely positively, they are there with you, celebrating every moment, every birth. They're consoling you at every passing. They are always with you. And I want you to find comfort in that. Okay? Deal with grief the best you can. And if you need help, get the help that you need. Don't be ashamed. Go to clergy, go to a therapist, talk to someone. But it's okay to feel whatever you feel. They would want you to feel joy and love and move forward with your life. Find a way to make that happen and live each day to honor them, to put a smile on their face.